The Schools and Instructions Division basically is responsible for the pre-tertiary education institutions in Ghana, from the kindergarten up to the senior high school levels. At the basic level, the school is responsible for implementing and supervising educational policies of the Ministry of Education. The country has undergone a number of curriculum changes, and basically we are implementing what we call the standard-based curriculum across the country. And the standard-based curriculum aims at equipping the Ghanaian children with all the 21st century skills, especially in educational technology. The division is again responsible for the conduct of the WAEC examinations at the BECE level. So it's our responsibility to ensure that candidates register for the right courses. We again ensure that the examinations are conducted under the strict guidelines of the rules and regulations that govern the examinations, and ensure that results are released on time and students are placed for them to continue their education at the senior high school level. At the senior high school, we are currently implementing what we call the Leaders in Teaching, which is also a curriculum reform currently being piloted and yet to be rolled out across the country. So basically, we work with our partners to develop programs and policies to ensure that the curriculum is well implemented. When we look at the country as of now, we have about 1.3 million youth who are now in the senior high schools. And as was indicated by the President during the launch of the Smart School project, 1.3 million tablets are going to be distributed to all those students. And we have to ensure that the structures are put in place for smooth implementation and delivery. We at the Schools and Instructions Division work with all our development partners in again implementing some of their policies, including the professional learning community, what we call the PLC. For now, it has been made part of our curriculum. So when you visit all schools across the country, PLC sessions are being implemented. And the purpose is just to ensure that our teachers are well-resourced and trained to be able to deliver on the implementation of the new curriculum. In terms of the way we do our work, supervision of teaching and learning, making sure that instructional times are not lost, we work very close with all the regional directors, the district directors, the school heads, the circuit supervisors, and other partners under the agency of the Ministry of Education, NACA, NTC, NASIA. We all do collaborate to ensure that every partner is playing their part well for a smooth and a successful program. The way we do our monitoring and implement our programs has led to a number of successful stories. When we look at the 2023 WASI that was conducted across the West African sub-region, Ghana took the 3 top positions. And this is an indication that the interventions we are implementing and the monitoring policies in place are achieving a very, very high and great results. In the year 2016, a research report indicated that only about 2% of children at the class 1 could read. With the introduction of the differentiated learning and other interventions that are currently being rolled out across those schools, In 2022, the data showed that that particular figure shot up from 2% to about 38%, a significant increase in terms of the learning outcome. And it's our expectation that as we continue to vigorously pursue other policies to ensure that our children's performance will even move from the 38% to a higher percentage. I also need to indicate that with the advent of the artificial intelligence, as in the fourth industrial revolution, the division is working with our partners, UNICEF, UNESCO, TTEL, to vigorously incorporate educational technology into our curriculum. And that is the more reason why the president did announce about the Smart School project. At the senior high schools, we've started implementing the STEM programs that is deviating from the formal route learning into a more competitive curriculum that will enable our children to compete favorably with the rest of the world. At the basic school level, the Ghana Education Service is partnering SENDLOS to implement what we call the Learning Passport. The Learning Passport is basically educational technology, integrating technology into our education. A similar intervention has been piloted in some schools at the senior high school, which we call the Minecraft project. And all these are pointing to the fact that children are now able to generate what we call self-learning, and they are able to have that kind of divergent experience other than only engaging the teacher. And the results that we are getting so far is very, very encouraging. And so the division, under the supervision of the Director General, is vigorously pursuing and implementing its mandate of ensuring that there is a successful curriculum delivery across all our schools. Basically, the division again, you cannot take any meaningful decision without basing it on data. So the division vigorously picks up-to-date data for decision-making purposes before we can advance payment to all the schools, be it capitation grants, school feeding program, other bursaries that must go to the schools. They are all based on data. So it's our mandate to ensure that we keep up-to-date data of all our educational institutions, right from the kindergarten level through to the senior high school level. And during the conduct of national examination, the division sends out officers to work with WAEC to monitor, to reduce incidences of examination malpractices, just to bring credibility to the results that we have. And that is the more reason why the division is so proud, and the entire nation is proud when Ghana emerged as the overall winner in the 2023 WASSCE, swooping all the top 3 awards. And this confirmed what happened in 2022, when out of the 3 awards that were available for grabs, Ghana was able to take 2 out of those 3 awards. One very other important that the cultural unit under the division does is that in as much as we are vigorously pursuing all the 21st century skills, we cannot leave our culture behind. The culture aspect determines who we are, the kind of food we eat, the kind of beliefs that we have. And so we have a cultural unit that principally, works with UNGA to promote the National Cannery Cook Art, which is currently ongoing. We finished with all the regional competitions. We are making preparation for the national competition, which will be held at the Laboni Senior High School in May. The cultural unit basically is also responsible for the organization and performances during national events, such as the celebration of the Independence Day, the National Cultural Festival, the cultural and then the cook arts, and other cultural related activities that are being implemented in our schools. And that is basically to mean that we do not depart from our culture in the bid to pursue educational technology and then to compete in the outside world. So by and large, the division is discharging its mandate of ensuring that when we talk about schools, when we talk about instructions, any program, any policy, any intervention that has been put across is being implemented according to its concept that led to its introduction.